Here is The Landlord's House, by Trent Brown. There was a man who believed in something bigger than himself. He believed his province should stand on its own. He believed the people who worked the land, raised the families, and paid the bill should own the future they were building. He organised. He rallied. He stood in rooms full of people and told them that Alberta belonged to Albertans. And every single month, he mailed a check to California. He didn't think about it much. The check was small compared to the mission. $34 here, $160 there, another $30. $9 for the membership pack, another $89 for the election tools, another few hundred for the email blasts. 2.9% off every donation that came through the door, plus 30 cents on every transaction. It added up, $4,000 a year, maybe $9. And at the end of 3 years, $24,000 had left Alberta and landed in an office building in Los Angeles. He never noticed because he was busy fighting for his province. That's what the landlord counted on. The landlord was clever. He didn't use force. He used convenience. Here, the landlord said, "Use my house, it's already furnished. The lights are on, the door locks work. Sign here and you can move in today. No down payment. No construction. No permits. No waiting. Just sign and go." And the man signed. Because he was busy. Because he had a movement to run. Because the house looked fine from the outside, and the landlord smiled and said, "Don't worry about the details." What the man didn't read was the part of the lease that said, "You own nothing." Not the walls. Not the wiring. Not the list of supporters taped to the fridge. Not the donation records in the filing cabinet. Not the event calendar. Not the membership rules. Nothing. Everything the movement had built, every name, every dollar, every handshake belonged to the house. And the house belonged to the landlord. And the landlord was in California. One day the man needed to make a change. A small one. He wanted to move a wall, add a room, change the locks because someone had left the organisation. And he didn't want them walking back in. He called the landlord. "You want to move a wall?" The landlord said, "That's the automation package. $39 a month. You want new locks? That's the election pack. $89 a month. You want a second door? That's $9 a month per website. You want to send a message to your own supporters? That's included, but the phone version is extra, between $10 and $375 a month, depending on volume. Every door had a toll. Every wall had a rental fee. Every tool he reached for had a California price tag hanging from it. And underneath all of it, the quiet truth the landlord never said out loud: "Stop paying, and we change the locks. Your supporters, your data, your donations, gone." That's not a partnership. That's a digital cage. And as Trent Brown said one evening in a basement in Calgary with enough controls, you don't need sensors. You don't need to watch the prisoner. You just need to own the building. Now, across town, there was another man. A builder. He had been a mechanic. He understood systems. He understood that the machine either works or it doesn't. And that a machine you can't open, can't fix, and can't own is not a tool, it's a trap. He couldn't see the screen in front of him, physically. Could not read the code he was writing. He built the entire thing by voice, by memory, by the logic of inputs and outputs and control systems he'd learned turning wrenches in Alberta winters. He didn't rent a house, he built one, and when it was done, he didn't charge rent. He handed over the keys. One price. One time. You own it. The walls, the wiring, the locks, the list, the donations, the calendar, everything. $12 a year. That's the domain renewal. That's the only recurring cost. Everything else, the hosting, the forms, the donation processing, the data, lies on your hardware, under your control, answerable to no one in California or anywhere else. Every dollar your supporters give reaches your movement intact. The builder's name is on the footer. A small word, more PHS. With the PHY in red, because anything that isn't being heated is being cooled, and a movement that stops generating its own energy starts dying. Here is what the landlord doesn't want you to calculate. If you're paying $160 a month for the Pro plan, plus $39 for memberships, plus $89 for elections, plus $49 for the action button, plus the donation cut, you're spending over $4,000 a year to rent a house you will never own. Over 3 years, $12,000 to $24,000 gone. And on the day you stop paying, every supporter, every donor, Every piece of data you collected locked behind a door you no longer have the key to. The builder offers the same house, owned outright. One time. No lease, no landlord, no California. You stand in rooms and tell people that Alberta should belong to Albertans. You should mean it. You should be buying Alberta, not renting California. Here is who the characters are. The man in the leased house is every Alberta organisation currently running on Nation Builder. That includes most every three-letter group that promotes a version of sovereignty. That includes every candidate, every third-party advertiser, every movement that sends its money to Los Angeles every month and calls it platform costs. The Landlord is Nation Builder, a California company. They charge you monthly for the privilege of existing on their servers. Every tool in the stack was built with Alberta hands. The sites run on free hosting Netlify. Donations processed through Interact Key. Transferred, zero fees. You own the code. You own the domain. You own the data. One-time build cost. Full ownership. Zero monthly platform tax. Your supporters. Your donations. Your data. All on your hardware. Under your control. I will build you what you need. One time. You own it. No subscriptions. No California Landlord. Everything 100% offline intelligence hardware turnkey $7,499. Every dollar stays in Alberta. Every tool is yours. The movement belongs to you, not to a monthly invoice from Los Angeles. You should be buying Alberta, not renting California. That is the end of The Landlord's House by Trent Brown.